So today we're talking all about giving you some helpful speaking tips when you're speaking in front of a large crowd or even a small crowd. These tips are going to help you go forward and really get your message across. Let me just give you one really quick so that you can get a quick win. Did you know that when you're speaking, 70% of it is presentation? The way you present yourself, the way you come across, the energy that you bring to the stage or the podium, whatever it may be. And then 30% is your content. Now, of course, you want to be sure that you have the right content and make sure that you give great value, but it's important that you lean into that 70% with presentation and just the way you're coming across, the love that you bring with what you're speaking with as well. Hello everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Giovanna Lady J. Ellison, and I am here to help you thrive in your life and in your business while keeping God first. You know, if you are here, there are two things that I already know about you. Number one, you've already accomplished great, amazing things in your life. And number two, you want to accomplish even more. You want to achieve even more. And you want to make sure that what you're working on is in alignment with your divine assignment so that you can keep God first. I'm so glad you're here. So let me get into the rest of this content. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel, subscribe and share so that we can continue to grow and so that we can continue to inspire others as well. All right, so we talked about how 70% is presentation, 30% is your content. Also, when you are preparing, come up with 3 principles that you want to teach. 3 principles that you want to teach. And shout out to Pastor Craig Rochelle and the Leadership Podcast. I love his ministry and what he stands for. And a lot of these I got from listening to them as well. But come up with 3 principles and then connect those principles to personal stories. So yes, you can use stories from other people, but it's always most effective when you use your own stories. For example, a few videos ago, I talked about alone moments and how, you know, God specializes in alone moments. And then I gave a story about how I was alone at one of my deepest moments of pain and how I felt that God was there for me and what happened and da-da-da-da-da. So I used a personal example because it's real. And that's what people want. They want authenticity. They want real truth, right? This is life. So just tell your own truth, tell your own story. So remember, come up with 3 principles that you want to teach, 2 or 3, depending on how much time you have and the type of audience, and then connect those principles rather, with personal stories, okay? If you can't come up with a personal story, find a really good story that supports your point, that supports your principle. Also, here's another one. You can either speak for applause, for the people to cheer you on and the people to applaud you and the people to say how great you did, or you can speak for change. And oftentimes when you're speaking to impact change, everybody's not going to like it. You will not be for everybody, and that's okay. That's okay, because when you are for everybody, it does what? It dilutes your message. So take a stand, take a firm stand on what it is that you believe and choose to walk in that. You can either speak for the applause of the crowd or you can speak for change. I remember one woman, she gives some great talks all over the world. Liz Bohannon, shout out to her platform, amazing leader and speaker. And you know, she was saying that she gets more energized by speaking to the 1 or 2 people in the crowd who are resistant to her message, rather than the 500 who are saying, yay, da, 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 da. Yes, we all need that applause. Yes, we all need that attaboys. There's a time and there's a place for that. But we are stretched even more in our thinking and our capacity when we are speaking to impact change, right? Lifelong change. I remember when I worked with a client, when she first hired me, she said, okay, Giovanna, Lady J, I'm an atheist. She was a self-pronounced atheist. And my job in the coaching process with her initially wasn't to try to get her to change her faith and all this and all that. She was hiring me for business strategy and principle, okay? But at the end of our coaching session together, this is what I consider this the biggest win of all, is when she asked me if I could pray with her. Wow. To impact her faith and to grow in her knowledge of God, right? We let our life speak. There's a great book about letting your life speak. Parker Palmer is the author. Let your life speak, meaning how are you living out your core values for others to see and to witness and to be a part of. All right. So along with that, you can either speak for applause or speak for change. Another part of that is, do you want to make a difference or do you want to make a point? Do you want to make a difference or do you want to make a point, right? Because as you're putting your things together, consider that, and that's going to help you go a long way. Remember that you're not for everybody, but the people that you are for, wow, it's going to impact and change and inspire so many people. So stay encouraged. Stay in your lane. Know that what God has given you is just for you. Don't compare yourself to everybody else. Don't compare your following to everybody else's following. Listen, there's a lot of vanity metrics out here, but you have to run your own race. Because as you run your own race, you're going to cross your unique finish line, and everybody's finish line looks different. I hope that you've been encouraged by this and that you've got some speaking tips that you can put in your arsenal for when you give that next keynote or when you give that next Zoom talk. You are leaders. You are people who are impacting change. And I hope that something was said here that can help you go to the next level. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and share, and we'll see you for the next time.